I have ridden this bike for more than 3,000 miles in the last year. I've gone through all the seasons with it. My main issue that I do not like about this bike is the squeaking disc brakes, and not even squeaking. It's more of a screeching type of misalignment issue. And I've taken it to the bike shop to get the pads replaced, which brings us to the next negative. This thing weighs almost like 100 pounds, probably more like 80, but that along with the cargo means that you're going to be replacing the brake pads more often. I would say once every 1,500 miles is probably about right. I was doing heavily biased on the back brakes, which it's better if you can replace them both at the same time. I just did them the other day for the second time in the last year. And like the front ones were more worn this time because I did the back ones, but it cost like $100 with the parts and labor at Eric's bike shop. So those are the main negatives I have with this bike, and just generally people hating you as they pass you, road bikers thinking that you're just a fucking loser, which isn't really a problem for me. I mean, you know, maybe I am a tool for riding a fat tire e-bike, but I use this thing to deliver mainly Instacart and also Grubhub. So downtown Minneapolis, with construction in the summertime, this thing kicks ass. I am flying past cars, delivering my deliveries faster than anybody else probably in the frickin' Instacart world. So that's pretty dope. Another negative is that just kind of people thinking you're a tool is if you're on a dirt bike path and cruising at 30, you're gonna kick up some dust with this thing if it's a gravel path. And I didn't really notice that until recently, but if you look behind you and you see a big cloud of dust, like, slow down as you're passing people, because you might not realize it, but there might be a giant cloud of dust behind you, and like speed and surface area to the ground is what really affects that. So if you slow it down to like 15, 20 as you pass people, that's a lot better than 30. So make sure to check behind you. Yeah, faster speeds mean you probably being more reckless on the roads. Like I almost ran into somebody a couple weeks ago, and that kind of reminded me to chill out a little bit. The front rack, it's all right. The wires in the front kind of get jangled in there when you got cargo in there, which is kind of annoying, but it's stable and it could probably hold like 40 pounds. I do like cases of water on there sometimes. And then the panniers, the panties, or however you say that, are pretty nice, I guess. I got these on sale. And what's cool is that you pull this up and the clips automatically come off and you just pull the thing right off. But the first day I installed it, I literally ran into a wall because obviously these things are sticking off the side, you know? And so I frickin' nailed a wall an hour after I installed them. One of these clips broke, so now it's zip tied on there. The quick release frickin' thing doesn't even work anymore. But like I said, for delivering groceries, one paper grocery bag will fit right inside of there. So it's pretty sweet. I had the milk crate thing on here before, which was nice, but it's a lot more stable now that the weight is lower. Another negative though is that it literally basically covers up the lights. Sorry, you can't really see them, but the lights are right here with the turn signals, and it's like, yeah, I guess you can still see like some of it, but that could definitely be better. Another negative after 3,000 miles on this thing is that this fender has started to make some noise, and like I tightened all the spots, and it still seems like maybe some of these rivets in there are just like not great, and that's only after a year. And it's like, I get it, it's a fender, it's noisy. That's kind of the sound, that high pitch. It's like, okay, whatever, like the thing is noisy anyway. Another negative, like people think that you're going faster than you really are because of the noise that the tires make. Having the thick tires, it's like people will hear you and be like, hey, slow down, buddy. But it's like, dude, like, you don't understand that a thicker tire makes more noise. So that's another issue. And that's really most of the negatives, I would say. The light is great. This was probably my fault. One time on the ice, I literally just fell on my side. But yeah, these things getting jumbled with your front rack is pretty dumb. Like, maybe I could zip tie that and it would be better. But then you're still, like, I've had this thing come unplugged, which is the connection, I believe, to the brake light. And I was like, oh, one of my wires is just unplugged. I guess I'll plug that back in. So it must have been the brake light. The positives, I fucking love this thing. It's fun as hell. I've saved so much money on gas. Shout out to Minneapolis for just having the best frickin' bike trails. The dedicated road lanes are getting better every year. I could probably be better with maintenance. I don't really know shit about that, so I just kind of, like, I've greased the chain, but that's about it. Some of the shifters need tuning at this point, but it's been 3,000 miles and I haven't had to tinker with it. The weather's getting colder, so I should probably put some more air in the tires. I should probably grease, like, the forks. I got 2 batteries, so I pop it out, put a new battery in. Another negative is that when you buy a new battery, you have to buy the faceplate. And I was just like, you know what, screw that. So as long as it's not wet, like, sure, some dust is going to get into this port, but, like, I don't know. It seems fine to me to not have the plate. Guys, I would say get yourself one of these suckers. They had the deal recently with you get a free battery. And that's a pretty kick-ass deal because I paid like $600 for my battery. I also got a second charger in case I did like a long distance thing and you want to charge them both at the same time. Off trail is awesome. It's almost more smooth riding on grass like this. It's quiet, it's stable. You can go over potholes with 50 pounds of groceries and not worry about a thing. I could not be doing food deliveries on any other bike. Like, sure, Rad Power Bikes has their like ugly looking whatever that you see a lot, but you can tell that more and more people are buying these and you see them more and more on bike trails. I use the throttle a lot so I don't get great mileage, but I'm hauling groceries for like 5 hours a day. Anyways, that's my unadulterated review. I hate YouTube videos nowadays that are just trying to get you to click on some bullshit for their fucking advertisement. So give me a like and leave a comment on what bike you think is better or equivalent. I don't know. Like I said, Rad Power Bike is the other one that I see. You don't really see a lot of other brands that are fat tire electric yet. And even just electric in general. Like, you see that stupid electric brand, Rad Power Bikes. I can't even think of like another e-bike. Specialized has their like expensive ones, but they're all getting cheaper. People don't realize how cool this shit is yet, so go get one before everybody's doing it. Winter's coming up. Not a lot of snow in Minnesota last year, but this is what you want. Anyways, shout out. I forgot to mention the stability, but I can go no hands hauling like a case of water up here and freaking 50 pounds on the panniers, and I'm just no hands, stable as hell, going 30 miles an hour down the road. Also pretty dangerous, but you get it.